see you clapping. Let me see you clapping. Let me see you clapping. No dulling here, please. There is no absolutely zero dulling on this webinar. Oh, Aramide said he's a man. I'm so sorry. My apologies. Okay, we have Ayodeji Adekunle. He's a back-end engineer from Lagos. Welcome, Ayodeji. We have Adiola. She's a health practitioner from Oyo State, and she is ready to learn. That's the energy we want. That's the energy we want. I hope you are with your pen and paper. Fainted ink is better than what? Fainted ink is better than the best memory. So please and please and please get yourself put together. Get your paper, get your pen, write down points. You might have questions, write it down so you don't forget, and we ensure that we answer your questions. All right, we have Obito. He's a full stack dev from the southwest of Nigeria. I am looking forward to getting a lot of value and action points from this meeting, and I want to say welcome. We have so many talented professionals in the room, and to those of you who haven't introduced yourself, we are moving on to the next phase of this webinar. Next time, when you join any webinar, be very fast to introduce yourself, because you don't know if there's a hiring manager here, you don't know if there is somebody that will be in need of your services tomorrow, and we'll reach out to the organizers and be like, oh, there was somebody that said he's a full stack dev, there was somebody that said he's a mobile dev, there was somebody that said she's a health practitioner and all that. So anywhere you find yourself, be it a live webinar, be it a real-time event, always ensure that you are eager to introduce yourself, because you have no idea who is in the room with you. And so moving on, tonight we have a very incredible speaker who is going to walk us through how to build global partnerships and position your tech career for the UK Global Talent Visa. Are you happy or you're not happy? Are you excited? Abi, you're not excited? I'm not seeing your energy. All of it that say you're ready to learn. Where are you? Come outside. Come outside. Come outside. Yes, I love it. I love the energy that is in the room. Our guest today, Sian Adetule, is the definition of a global professional. Sian is a UK-based senior technology leader and partnerships executive with over a decade of experience. Y'all about to eat good. With over a decade of experience scaling enterprise tech solutions across B2B SaaS, conversational AI, and generative AI. As a UK Global Talent Visa recipient and a recognized UK Global Tech Talent Awardee, Sian has built his career around global partnerships and go-to-market strategy. He currently works in global partnerships at TikTok. How many of you use TikTok? How many of you use TikTok? If you have a TikTok account, where are you? Come outside. Oh, yes. We have him. He works in global partnerships at TikTok and ByteDance, and previously led sales as an associate director at GovShop, helping businesses grow through technology and strategic collaboration. Now, beyond his commercial work, Sian is passionate about coaching and mentoring, and I believe that is why he's here today, to coach and mentor us on how we can leverage the opportunity in the Global Talent Visa. So yes, he's passionate about coaching and mentoring the next generation of tech talent, helping professionals gain the clarity, the confidence, and direction to take their careers global. So please, everyone, with a warm welcome, your clap, fire emoji, everything, like buzz the room up, guys, lit everywhere. Welcome, sir. We are so privileged to have you on this call this evening.
It's a privilege to have this session with you guys. I'm happy, and I'm glad to see guys already in tech, doing great things. I saw mobile apps guys, I saw front end, I saw back end guys, I saw you guys. I'm so excited and happy to connect with you guys. And far from what Joy was saying, right? I'm just a guy that just got blessed, right? So I'll just say that God just helped me. A guy helped by God. So all these things that Joy is saying, I don't know how it happened, but I know that just keep to the word of God that says if a man is diligent in his doing, so just keep doing it. I keep sowing this. You don't know which one will work. So that's it. It's not me. All the things that Joy is saying is not me. I'm a fellow Nigerian like you guys. I'm a Nigerian blood. I worked there for a long time. And it's a privilege to meet you with you guys. And like you said, I currently work with TikTok in the UK here, and I work as a manager global partnership, and I in charge of connecting the dots between the partners that are working with TikTok um, and also the TikTok itself, the partner, the TikTok, and ensure that we have very smooth relationship with each other. So that's what I do. And again, I've been in tech for a while. I think I joined tech fully in 2014 when I left MTN Nigeria. Then I joined Infobip, a European company. And then since then, I've been scaling and learning more about the ecosystem and all that. So that's been the journey so far. So, Joy, how do you want us to start?
All right. Yes. So you can actually start by sharing your screen, and from anywhere that you feel comfortable starting. So the floor is yours. The floor is yours. We are all eager to learn and hear from you this evening.
Okay, that's fine. I think I would prefer that we should make it conversational rather than showing a screen or anything. Let me just tell you a little about the journey so far, right, and how the endorsement happened. So I got my endorsement as a commercial person, right? Basically, either a solution architect. So when you go to the Tech Nation website, I think I'll put up that shortly. We have the technical skills and the non-technical skills. I think I went for the non-technical skills side, and I applied for the endorsement under solution sales experts. Also, I think that's what I did basically, just that. And I think for anyone in commercial side or even in development or the technical side, the requirements are always the same. So that's what I did from start to finish. And again, I happened to more like get most of the things I needed for the endorsement on time. And I mean, without need to do so much because it's what I was doing. And I think just happened that way. So the endorsement process required a lot of stuff, right? A lot of evidences that you need to put together. Just a second to share my screen so you guys will speak from the requirement and the just to verify what is required. I'm going to be sharing directly from the Tech Nation websites, because they are the one that will access the documents you are providing. And again, what I noticed that most people on the team, I mean, on this webinar already have an idea. I believe that because I see most people from already doing tech, right? One thing that you need to be sure of is that for you to get this done, you need to be in the digital technology product, because that is what is number one key to them, right? If you're not in the digital technology space, it might be difficult for you to get to position it. A lot of people claim that they actually figure it out, like find a way to make it work for them. But for me, I feel that if you're already in a digital space, right, and you're already doing either digital products, include payments, include gaming, include even lottery guys can actually apply for the endorsement. So just a second, it's up now. Yes, please confirm you can see my screen, maybe a thumbs up or anything. Can you see my screen? Everyone, can you see my screen, please? Okay, no. Oh, okay.
We cannot see your screen. Favor, can you unpin his style so that we can see his screen?
Maybe you should be able to share.
Okay, we can see your screen now.
Thank you. I was thinking I need to go to settings, so I was trying to do that. So as I was saying, the endorsement process is actually the requirement, the expectation is actually very straightforward. Who and who should apply is also very straightforward, and these are things that you can actually see. So the global talent also is not restricted to people in tech only, right? Fashion designers. I heard someone introduce themselves as a video creator, right? they can also apply for the application, although through a different body. A lot of other industry, even a shoemaker can actually apply. A musician can apply. Most of our celebrities are also on the visa, right? Most of the theater practitioners are also there because there's another body doing the assessment, right? Even a fashion designer, a tailor can also apply for that. Then photographer, then people doing research, right? If you're doing research, you are doing your PhD research and you have a particular topic of interest, either a PhD or you are even doing your master's, I think you can also apply because there's another body assessing that. So the idea is that the UK ecosystem, or let me say the global ecosystems, are looking for more talented people that that they believe that can help their economy, either in creating job or getting better job that you can now pay heavy taxes. Sorry to talk about taxes, but when you are well paid, definitely you are going to be paying higher taxes, and which is going to the government. So in a way, they feel that qualified people should come into each of the countries. So this global talent requirement is similar to what Australia has. It's similar to what the US has. I'm sure you guys probably have heard of EB1 visa. I know a couple of friends that are here that also have residency in the US, in Australia, another country, because all of these countries are out there looking for qualified individuals to join them. So what I did, I apply under the tech space, right? The digital technology part, which is where my specialty is. So what I did was basically to show the assessment of the work, look at the requirements and assess it, provide those convincing evidences to them to show that you are actually an expert. Just to make you guys understand this very well, right? So I did the application twice, and I'll tell you why. The first time I did the application, before I go deep into the application process. So the first time I did the application, I used a consultant. The same requirement, the same thing that need to be provided was actually given to the consultant. Unfortunately, this consultant mismatched those information, right? Where they need to put a document, they put a different document. I was poorly misrepresented, right? So my application was rejected after waiting for 8 weeks, right? Because the processing time is actually between 1 to 8 weeks. So after I waited 8 weeks, just imagine you wake up in the night, the first thing you are checking if you got an email confirming that you've been endorsed and all that. And again, what makes it very bad is the fact that you actually qualify for this thing, right? You've done the assessment, you saw that, man, I'm qualified for this thing. Everything is fine. I've worked with global companies. I have everything they want. And I've also sold different products. And I've done a lot of work on AI, even when AI is not popular. I've done a lot of things around solving problems globally, innovative product and all that. And you feel that you qualify for it, then boom, it came and I got rejected, right? So the application was denied. So I have to now start down on my own. I think that's one advantage that anyone I'm going to advise to do is sit down on your own, do the application. Don't use a consultant because you represent yourself with that, right? So I did the application myself, right? I did it. I prayerfully did it, right? Because it's not like about, it's not for either will it, for by God give grace, right? And so I submitted the application on a Friday, and I think on a Thursday, the same like Friday evening, then day 4, right? Either day 3 or day 4, I got the endorsement. Because those are the things they are looking forward there. And again, I was able to represent myself better, right? So yeah, we can review it, right? Clayton, don't worry, we can talk about that later, right? So what I did was just look at the response they gave me. Then I used that to match what expectation is, what I need to work on then, and it happened, right? So I would just say that understanding those things and working in line with what the guidelines states will help you better. So let's go into what the requirement is right now. So it's already talking about that. What is digital economy to them, right? It's explaining that. Then he talked about the guideline, what home office is expecting or what you need to provide. Then, so these are technical skills, and I think 100% of everybody on this charts already qualify for this. Either you're on this side or you're on the technical side, but whichever way that you are doing it, you are qualified for it. Even product managers, solution sales. So I was saying that my application was under the business skills, right? My structuring my application, I qualify as solution sales because at the time I did my endorsement, I was working with a global conversational AI company that we happen to be one of the leading guys in deploying chatbots globally. And the first chatbots that I would say in 2020 during COVID that was launched were done by me, right? Through the company. So because I was able to do that in Nigeria, then we're able to solve a lot of issues around personal one-on-one contacts with those chatbots. So we deploy a few, and those are part of the things I put there. Then the previous company I was working there, I supported a lot of other brands, right? Other companies that are now unicorn. I don't want to mention name. In their startup, right? They at a point when one of them was trying to struggle, we're able to advise them, okay, deploy USSD. We wrote out the menu, and we're able to deploy those menu, and they were able to do a lot more. And today they are a unicorn, right? A unicorn that's one of the biggest in Africa or world as well. So these are part of the things I put together there as a commercial person. So solution expert, I qualify as it. Then it starts enterprise leader for a digital services. I'm qualified for that because at the point I was applying, we have a SaaS platform. A SaaS platform, SaaS just basically means software as a service, right? So those platform you log in, what is that one we use for bill payments in Nigeria? Quick Teller, right? Quick Teller is a SaaS product. You go there or you have their mobile app and you're able to download and pay your bills and all that. That is an example of a digital product, right? For people that like sports gaming, you go to that mobile app of Sporty or whichever platform you use. That is also a digital product. All of these guys are within the ecosystem. So if you go to the UK website, you understand what it meant, what they classify as digital technology, right? They don't mean a commercial bank doesn't have a digital product. And let me differentiate something. You are working with Alert Bank, right? Alert by Wema. Alert is a digital product. Wema Bank is not a digital company. Do you understand it too? Please just yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So so if you're working there and you want to apply, you need to find a way to apply as you're applying from Alert by Wema, for instance. And if you're applying from GT Bank, probably think about which digital product that Wema GT has or anything. If you're working with, for instance, the Meristem has, I think they have another product that is virtually available for customers that you just do it online. So all of this explain what you need to do. So now, understanding who you need to apply has and the reason why you need to decide, right? So you've already identified, I want to believe that we've already identified who we are applying as. I mean, your job description, that is how you structure your application. Then now you need to also define, are you applying as a leader, exceptional talent, or exceptional leader? I mean, potential, like an upcoming leader, right? For them, they classify that as based on number of years of experience. So for people that are below 5 years, they are considered as exceptional promise, right? People that they are growing up, they are building and all that. Then for people that are on the above 6 years up, right? And you can provide evidences of those who work within that space of time, then you need to apply as a leader, right? Then advantage of the two is that as a leader, you're coming into the UK, you have access to be to move to your ILR in 3 years, right? And the exceptional promise needs to be on 5 years route. But one sweet thing about this visa is that is the best visa you can come into the UK with. I'll tell everybody, if you can explore it, try as much as possible to come in the UK or switch your visa to a global talent, right? When you come in, because everyone that have been on the visa, it might be tough that sometimes that because you are restricted to some certain jobs that you cannot do, and in particular, again, employers and local employers might look at you like, oh, this guy that doesn't depend on us, it can move away anytime. But again, just focus on getting the right thing done, right? You came in with a good visa, you're already doing fine. You don't have to worry about rules or anything. Rather, the UK ecosystem is bringing more people to come into the UK on the global talent, right? So that's one value to that. Then here talked about what I've explained. Then now the real job starts. The real job is now putting all the evidences together. Now you need to look for, first you need to consider who are the 3 people. You need 3 letter of recommendation, but I usually advise people get 5 people. Get 5. Whosoever that is reviewing your application with you, let them look at the 5. I think during my own time, I got about 5 of them or 6 of them. Then I picked the 3 that I was led to pick. I just picked 3. I picked 2, then the other one I was just considering, should I pick this one? Should I eventually picked one of them to make it free? So you need to look at these things. You need to consider, these guys, are they really good in tech? What are they saying about you? Sometimes you have to be the one to write those letters and send it to them to review and do it, right? So what are they saying about you? What are they putting down? What story are they telling about you in that letter to talk about how innovative you are, how they've seen your work, right? And how are they assessing it to now say that this person, if you move from Africa to Europe, what value is it going to be for that person and other people around him? For instance, when I was doing my application, right, I mentioned about going to support a lot of people, going to support the country, I mean, where I'm coming from, both home here and all that. And naturally, I enjoyed those things, right? I enjoyed it in the sense that I feel that, okay, freely you're given, you should give back as well. So when I came into the UK, I just went to British Heart Foundation. Do you guys have any issues, right? And they told me that they have concern about the posting things on social media. I mean, on email, because the British Heart Foundation, they have a lot of stuff that they have. So what I did, I started volunteering for them every Saturday afternoon. I go there, help them post and all that, do it for free, right? Then let's say, for instance, I need something like that. I need something like that to support my application. I can easily get it. Then these are things that we have, but we're not making use of at home. So then I just naturally enjoy that. At least if I'm doing anything, I can say that, okay, I'm volunteering for British Heart Foundation and some other stuff that I do around. And also in Nigeria, I still support multiple organizations. So these are part of the thing, because you also need something like that in your application. Clayton has done it before. I think Clayton will understand most of those things, because support for non-profits is a key, I think is a mandatory criteria in the application. So now putting your evidences together, now you need to talk about your CV, which is regular CV. But I will suggest that make your CV, when you are doing the CV, show that you actually bring value to the company you're working, number one. Show that you are innovative, right? Bring in some ideas, talk about the problem you solve for the company you are working with in the CV. If there's a way you can write it, you don't need to write so much. Under your achievements, write something, it's 2-3 sentences there that speaks about your achievements. Then after that, you need to also look at now another one thing I also advise people to do is make sure you have a very strong statement, personal statement. Like you can see that I'm serious about that, because I do say it over time that I don't know what these people read or what they assess to actually say, oh, this person, they should endorse this person. To be sincere with you, I know we all provide those documents, and at the end of the day, you get a yes, you get a no, right? But at the same time, I feel that an opportunity to express yourself is there in your personal statement. Pour it out there. Talk about your innovation. Talk about the dreams that you have for yourself, for your country, for the UK that you're coming in, because it's staying here, things that you need to provide in the statement, right? Then it's talking about that you need to talk about, why do you want to come to the UK? Why do you want to come to the UK? What is your plan? What is your plan occupation in the UK? They're just asking you some questions that you need to provide. Like here now, it's telling you that, okay, the Home Office will be expecting this in your personal statement. Why do you want to come to the UK? What is your plan occupation in the UK? You might tell them that you want to continue doing what you are doing, or you want to expand on it, or you want to have a startup. But most times I advise people to be in the middle. Tell them you are open to doing your startup, and again, that you've seen opportunity in a particular region in the UK. UK is big, right? You might just look at a small country, it's big, and each of those regions has their own value. And that if I do a simple research, I did a research about Manchester, because at the time I was doing my application, I said I want to live in Manchester, right? I did a lot of simple research about Manchester. How is tech thriving there? How is tech growing there? How many companies do we have in Manchester and all that? So I did some little thing and I put them there. And also you need to show data. Look for some articles written by Tech Nation about the ecosystem itself, or anything that you can get. Put those data in your while doing your writings, right? Then after that, then you talk about the city. You talk about where you want to do. Then now you remember I mentioned something about how will the UK ecosystem benefit from your work? So you need to find a way to talk about it, right? Put a sentence to answer this question. This question is very important to them. I feel that you should find a way to respond to it accordingly. Write all those questions, make each paragraph simple, precise, detailed enough to be convincing, because I don't know, they will not call you to ask you questions. When I did my own in 2023, nobody called, they don't call me. And I've never heard anybody have said that he got a call from Tech Nation to ask him questions around it. If you're not convincing, you are not convincing. If you're convincing, you are convincing, right? So that's the thing. Then we've talked about that. Then you now need to decide. So here, if you look at what it says here about differentiating the requirement for each of them, exceptional promise, exceptional talent. So it's saying that for exceptional talent, right, over 5 years in the digital technology sector, then also you need to provide 2 pieces of evidences in the following field. So each of these fields, you need to read through. I think everybody we can have another time, maybe individually, when you are free, we can get a time where we just go through it to assess it properly. Then, so here is there. This link, I'll put it on the chat in case most people don't have access to it, right? Or Joy, if you know this link, you can also share with everyone, right? So back to that. Then you now see that each of the things here are very key and important, right, to everyone. So it's saying that people that are early in their career. So one sweet thing that I heard one time, I was out in London and I met this guy, and so a lot of guys came talking about global talent, asking me questions about global talent. And one guy, the guy is 21 years old, and he came to meet me. Boss, hi, good one, nice one. I appreciate talking to you, and thank you for helping out this one. That he actually moved into the UK recently on global talent. I said, oh, nice. That's what were you doing? He said he's a dev advocate, right? So he's a dev advocate. You can look for him on LinkedIn. His name is Opemipo. He's a Nigerian too. He's a dev advocate. He's 20 or 21 years old, and he didn't go to any university. He just said early enough he dropped out of school and he just focused on being a dev guy and writing his code and all that. So it's not really about the school you went to, or you have a PhD, or you have a master's or anything. It's just about did you meet the requirement, right? Did you actually meet it? So I'm saying this to motivate people, at the same time to let you know that things that are there is not cast on stone. It's not like you need to have a page. If you have those things, I think it's a point as well. It could be a point, but I also feel that it's good. It's good to have, but not mandatory, right? If someone like him tells me that after secondary school he never went to any university and is in the UK today on global talent, so I feel that whatever situation you have today, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what you are doing currently and what is your future plan in terms of your innovations and all that. So all the requirements are here. I'm just going to talk about few things that that a lot of people ignore, right? That if you're planning to apply for the endorsement, then we now take questions. You should consider doing that right now, right? Number one, support for non-profits, right? If you know of any tech advocates, tech women in tech group in Nigeria or anywhere in the world, or any in your church as well, right? In your church, the youth fellowship in your church, you can create something to start discussing about tech and all that. So the ecosystem. So one thing about the UK is that charity work is a major thing for them. So if you're not in line, even if you have an excellent profile and you don't show that you've actually supported non-profit, you actually haven't supported any organization outside your core work, your paying job, your application will get rejected, irrespective of how good the application looks. Because that means you're just there, you're not giving back. You're just doing your normal 8 to 5 work and you're going back home. You're not supporting anybody. You're not supporting, nobody's learning from you, nobody's gaining from you. You can join different organizations. I think JCI is part of them, Rotary is part of them. Think about the ones that you can join, then be active there. Even if they don't have activity that tech-driven activity, you can introduce to them. I know many of them will have businesses, all these Instagram sellers and all that, or even a shopkeeper. You can tell them that you want to help them to join into social media, social selling, or how to drive them. AI is in town, right? Everybody feel that AI is there. Like I think I was out of town last week, and despite the fact that I was very busy, I got invited to speak on AI, right? And I still joined the webinar and all. So you guys can create something. You are exposed to this thing. Create a flyer, design it, post it out there, let people join, educate people about AI and the future of work, right? Let people get to learn from you. Those are the things that you need to put together in solving that part, right? Because those ones are not part of. It's just a tip, right? That I'm just giving an idea of how you can solve that. You have your church. Some of you attend big churches. Join the group. Give them an idea for, okay, Christmas. Let's have one evening where we have people, young people to come together, a roundtable discussion. Do people really understand AI? Do they even know how to use it? Before you know it, get 2-3 people that you know more than you to be in the panel and discuss it, right? You are going to be in the flyer. Do that part of the things that you're going to put together there. For me, I was opportune to I got all those things. When I was doing my application, what I just did, when my friend, I was living in Canada then. My friend called me, said he was moving to the UK. And I said, oh, tell me about why do you want to move to the UK? I had UK, are you going on visit or school and all that? He now said he's moving on global talent visa. I said, really? Number one, what attracted me first was the name. Global talent. Me, I must be a global talent too. Then I started working on it, right? Then I just put my name. He just told me that he sent me the same link I'm sharing with you guys now. I went to read about it. I requested for a call with him. He explained to me how he did it. I didn't even ask him if he used a consultant or not. Then I know that I was qualified for it. I went on Google. I put my full name on Google. I saw a lot of nice stuff. Then I started downloading them on Google, putting things together. At the end of the time I was putting those information, I think I got everything I need, because I've been doing that from start, right? So now I was just convinced about which company should I approach for my letter of support to talk about my mandatory criteria and optional criteria, right? So, but the ones that are within your power, I think you focus on it. Like support for nonprofits is within you. You need to work on it. Then speaking at different events, I always say this, that a lot of people get this opportunity to speak at multiple events. I do it in the past too, right? Before I know that these things are knowledge sharing is key, right? people invite me to come and speak, I'll say no. There's a US company there's a school in the US that invited me in I think in some years back to join their advisory board. And I was, this Nigerian thing that we're scared, right? You think that it's a scam, right? Then I declined it. Then they just put me there that subsequently they just give me feedback on what they do and all that. But I declined to be part of their advisory board. It's a US based, it's a US university in New Jersey. Interestingly, I've been there before, but I didn't know. I was just like the Nigerian guy, right? Like, let's go, all this social media thing, right? Joy, you have something to say?
Yes. I would love you to begin, wrapping up so that we can take some
Yeah,
questions and just
thank
because of
you.
time.
So after that one, then last thing you need to do is that within your speaking and the non-profit thing are within your power. The rest of the mandatory criteria, you can get it from the customer that you supported, right? Maybe you build an app in your company and it's for a third-party company. You can actually reach out to those ones to get your support and all that. You can read through all of this one after the other. I think they are clear enough. So then other things that you need to avoid, like using digital signature. They said it's allowed, but I'll tell you that if you can get people to sign their pen, it will make sense, because sometimes this IP, a guy did a very good application, but the fact that all the letters were signed, right? He actually downloaded the IP details of those signatures, but it was still rejected. They feel that the application were generated by him alone, right? So let's try as much as possible to get all the things we need. A work history is very important. The strength of your statements. See, the statements somewhere here, they mention it there. Your contribution, these major things are there. Then the commercial impact of your previous work, achievement, and this, you need to put them together and get all of them convincing enough to say that this person is a talent. Then lastly, about what I do now, I still work within the industry, right? TikTok is a tech company, and ByteDance is the parent company that owns TikTok. Like we have Meta, Facebook, Instagram, and all. So we are ByteDance, and we have TikTok as a product. We have Lank, we have Campot, we have other products under it. And also we have a company called BytePlus. BytePlus is our AI company, which makes it like you are still within the ecosystem. Even TikTok is still within the ecosystem. It's a digital product. So that's the thing. And for me I still need to be within tech till I'm done with the visa. I'm done with the visa this year. By a few weeks, I should be out of the visa, then move on to. That's one thing I said about getting the visa, right? It's one of the best visa you can get. So get motivated and ready to try it. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So right now we'll be going to question and answers. We already have some questions, and we'll take the one that would, help us manage our time. But if you still have questions, fastest fingers, guys. We need to keep the time. Okay. So the first one here. Please type your questions. Type your questions in the chat so that we can manage our time. Okay, someone is asking, does the promise, where is the question again? Okay, yes. Does the period of work done to evidence exceptional talent or promise have a time frame? For example, if the last time I had a speaking engagement was 5 years ago, does it still qualify for the endorsement?
I'll say that you should try and look for a recent one, right? Just try and sort out for a recent one. You can add the 5 years on, right, to show that you've been in the industry for a while. Also cover for the time, but at the same time, don't just present a 5 years on, right? Look for a recent one to add to it.
All right, thank you very much. Then somebody is asking that, please, can you double down on the non-profits you talked about earlier? Not sure I've heard about it as a criteria prior to now.
Okay, so if you look at let me share the screen again so you can see that it's on their website. And I think Joy's team can help you better to interpret what the expectations are. Please let Joy help you, let the team help you because they are doing a good job there. So let them help you to interpret it and also help you out where necessary. So if you look at down here under mandatory criteria, right? I'm going to mark it. So this is the one I talked about speaking, right? Speaking at high well-structured events and all that, evidences by news, paper clip, and all that. You need to also provide that. That's why you see a lot of people, when they want to do the endorsement, they start doing publications and all. It's also allowed, right? You can present that. Then let me see. So outside, so now you see, you said outside your day-to-day job, that so when you talk about open source projects, right? So now let's go down to what it implies fully. You see it's non-profit somewhere here. Support for non-profits. Sorry, just 1 second. It's somewhere there, actually. It's somewhere there. I'll still be looking at it, so we can take your other questions. Why I point, once I have it, I'll call the attention of everyone to it.
All right, that's fine. Thank you so much. And for them to have access to us, the team at Fekxir, they can also join the WhatsApp community and reach out to any of the admin, or rather, just drop your questions in the group chat and it will be attended to. All right. Looking at, okay, someone is asking, can you make a quick distinction between letter of reference and letter of recommendation?
So letter of reference is different. Letter of recommendation is classified here that you only get that. Those guys don't provide you, any letter, they don't provide screenshots or any proof, right? They call them experts in the industry. These guys are experts in the industry that's claiming that they've worked with you and they're giving you. It could be your mentor, it could be someone that you work together with in the past. So just write a letter. They don't need to provide evidences. So the first paragraph will be about them. My name is I'm Sean. I work as this. I've built this startup. I've done this. I've done that. Then the next paragraph, I met Joy 3 years ago, where I was working at Owando. Joy was part of our technical team that helps in sorting out this. I've seen the innovation, and I've seen them pick us one of the people I'm mentoring, and I've seen Joy grow from being just a front-end engineer, and now she's a full-stack engineer that she can do most of the thing on her own. I feel this paragraph will be that I feel that that is letter of recommendation. Letter of references. Now, as Joy approached Owando to say that when I was from my company, from the company I was working with before, I was the one that managed the project that we did for Owando, and we solved the problem of the queue fueling or payment at the gas station for Owando. So Owando will write you a letter to say that, okay, I hereby write a letter of support for Joy. So Joy will decide, what are you using that letter for? Do you want to use it as one of your mandatory criteria, optional criteria? So not just the letter, they will now do a screenshot of the dash of that application, right? They will do the screenshot of the application. They can also do more like showing before using the application and after using the application, if they are open to share their numbers, right? Let's say before using the application, they were doing 10,000 transactions daily. And upon Joy's innovation, building the application, deploying it, and monitoring the application scale, right, for a few months, then they now put it there that after 6 months, we're now doing 1 million transactions daily. They'll show the dashboard to show it. Right? That way, nobody will object to to those kind of evidence, right? Because it's coming from the source, and the source also presented something to back it up. So I think I've answered that. So I spotted that, right? You have led the growth of non-profits or social enterprise, right? So this is the part that the person question said that you haven't seen before. So this is on the mandatory criteria. You see how you demonstrate that you are recognized as this. So if you're supporting any non-profits, get them to write you a letter, provide pictures, flyers, everything to show, or publications to show that you actually did, you're actually part of them and did that. I think one of the evidences that I had then was I supported a team called Ajuaya, right? They usually do support core members from the camp days to getting them primary assignment and all that, and even post NYC employment if the opportunity comes, they usually help. So I supported them. I was part of their board of trustee at a point. So they gave me support. They gave me a letter of support and show proof of one of their webinars that spoke on in-person events that they had in Lagos that I attended, and I also spoke there for them at that time, because it's just helping young corporates move to tech, something like that. So this is the example, and it should be something easy compared to the rest of the mandatory optional criteria that you have here.
All right, thank you so much. Somebody was asking, how do you document such evidences? And I feel like you've touched on that, where you spoke about writing publications and adding that to your application. All right. In recent times, someone is asking that in recent times, I have seen multiple rejections for the global talent visa in the tech category. How are we managing these interpretations, and how do we edge against those rejections?
So I think I've seen some applications that I feel are very good that got rejected as well. But I think, so the truth is that this is just, right now, immigration globally is kind of shaky. So it's, even if you have a fantastic application, I don't know if they have a quota they want per month or per year or per term or per season. I don't know. But I will just say that don't, because somebody got a no, don't restrict yourself because of that. Someone might get a no and you might get your yes easily, right? And again, even if you get a no, like be in my shoe, right? I got a no first time and I did it again and I got a yes in 3 days. So don't give up. Make sure you do your application. Get people that are detailed, that pay attention to detailed, to help you review it. Right? Don't mind paying anything. I think the first time I told you that that wasn't successful, I paid about, they charged me in pounds, I think about £3,000. Yeah, they charged me in pounds, £3,000. They asked me to pay, was it 60% first? Then after the whole thing is successful, they do that. Despite that, they didn't do anything, right? So, but the one sweet thing I learned from it was the feedback that was provided to me. Once the rejection will come with a feedback. I sat down on the document. I reviewed it very well, right? It was like I paid for that one to get the best of it. And the next one I did in 3 days. Yes. So don't let us look at it like, oh, their rejection is everywhere. But look at those reasons why they are rejecting those applications. Ask many of them to share with you some of the feedback so that you can correct it in your application. Right? So that's what I'll say.
Thank you so much. Someone is asking a question that you've answered before, talking about over the period of how long do I need to identify the things I need to add to my profile and some activities. And I remember you saying something around at least 5 years of experience. So I best believe that.
Right. So one more thing I will say is that please do not rush the application. Do not rush that you want to do this application quickly. If you rush it, there's possibility that you are going to fail, because if I don't think you can rush it. I tell people call me up to say that their visa is expiring in 3 months, they want to try global talent. I told them that don't try. Don't 3 months is too small. Even by the time you are filling the form, they will ask you, how long have you heard about this? Have you heard
Mm,
about it? Because they believe that you need time to prepare for it.
mm,
So you have the Joyce team. They can help you, guide you through the process, put all
yeah.
your evidences, try to prevent not to go and look for what you are not. I don't know how they verify those information. A lot of people start running. You just imagine you want to submit an application in August, and you start doing speech. You have started speaking today. You have started doing everything today. The whole of June, July, you are speaking. You now put everything together so that you can submit in August. It will get rejected. That's why I will tell you, plan for 6 months. From today, count 6 months. January, submit your application. You have a better chance.
Mm. All right, thank you so much. So this will be the last question for now. Can you tell me a bit more about other expertise and fields of science like biotechnology and tissue engineering researchers and scientists?
If they can apply, right?
Yes, if they can apply and how best they can leverage your opportunity as well.
How they can leverage it, right?
Yeah.
So I because that industry is not classified as digital technology.
Mm,
Maker on its own. So if you're a researcher, go and read about how a researcher can apply for global talent. If you're a lecturer, go. I think you need to have a fellowship. You need to have, this fellowship that they give out, right? For researchers, you need to have that. For tech, I doubt it if you can. Except I don't even know how you want to work because it's for digital technology experts, right? So X related, science related might not work. But if you're a science background, you are working in a tech company, it's fine. If you're working with I think what's the name of this company that did the COVID-19 vaccines, right? If you're working with some of those companies, they're also classified as a tech company. So you can be lucky because they have some digital product they use to detect if someone is affected or not, something like that. So if you structure your application, but again, if you are doing research, you can't apply at all.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. And we have 3 minutes to go. Somebody dropped a question in the queue. Okay. Okay, he's saying as an associate professor of chemical engineering with H index of 24 with Q1 articles. Yeah, that's the person that asked about biotech, something that you just answered just now.
Okay,
So I
that's
think he's
fine.
trying
That person should maybe I'll share somebody's contacts with that person. The person got the endorsements on with that, right? As a
okay.
researcher. So since he has a lot of things online already and he probably got some fellowship and doing some work already, maybe there could be a chance for that.
Okay. So how would you prefer to get it over to this person? Maybe you send it to our
It's going to
team
be
and
through you guys. It's going to be through
um,
your team. Everything
yeah.
should be through your team.
Yes, it will be through us. I would take note of his name so that we can look for his email and send it to him directly. But thank you so much for this session. I believe everybody have learned something. And also, if you haven't taken the eligibility assessment, the link is in the chat. Favor is sending it. She has sent it a couple of times. So please do your best to take the assessment. Also join our community as well. So for those of us that sent questions in late, because of our time, we're trying to keep to time. So just send your questions to the community and our team would reach out to you as well. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you so much, sir. We are so honored to have you. Thank you everybody for joining us and have a wonderful evening. Good night, everyone. Take care.